gonna make the profiles boom, 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 boom. What it is, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, and I'm gonna tell you what it ain't. What it ain't is bullshit. It ain't no added preservatives. It ain't no frivolous talk. What it is real talk by a real one who really did it in real life, real yards, walked real main lines, really did it. And I'm gonna give you some real verbalage. Straight up, word of the day, verbalage. I just made it up, or maybe I didn't. Can't call it like an alcoholic. But in a menudo style and direct fashion, as you can tell by that thumbnail, some more of what I like to call hood news. It's happened. It started. Okay, so I got on the phone yesterday. I made a couple calls, you know what I mean? So I was scared, a couple. Hey, what's happening over there? What? Got whacked? Nah, yeah, I'll hold, right? I had to hold it a little bit, man. And I got some details into what exactly is taking place. Yes, it has been implemented. Yes, it has started the integration of SNY with general population. Okay, I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it's going to be general fucking SNY nation or fucking SNY population, or I don't know how they're going to do it, how administration, what label they're going to put on it. They like to put labels, you know, for whatever reasons behind it. But in a menudo style, it has happened, okay? Let me tell you, they first started with the 1 and 2 yards. This integration, right? They first started with the 1 and 2 yards to test it out. And Vatos were getting off. Oh, Vatos were getting off. This happened previously about 2 months ago. Saskia, we were hearing through the grapevine, me, myself, Rojo, as well as Flaco. We're hearing through the grapevine. She was cracking, right? And through a lot of fucking chopping it up with people, a lot of people getting at us, we started to piece together exactly what was going to happen. We got to talking amongst ourselves, and it was like, damn, it's ugly, bro. It's going to be ugly because we still got loved ones, man, locked up. We still got people that we fuck with. I got my brother that's incarcerated right now. So I'm thinking about him when I say, good Lord, it's going to get ugly. Guerra is about to happen. War is coming. Are you not entertained? This is Sparta. They're about to get their Sparta on, right? It's going to be 300 versus fucking thousands. It's going to get ugly. The 300 being the GP, because we already know that SNY do outnumber the general population. But they're going to turn it on them. And I'm going to tell you the cold twist the general population has in store for these SNYers, or whatever you want to call them. In the beginning, there were sides. Okay, you had Norteños traditionally, you had Sureños traditionally. Everybody knows the war was on for 50 plus years, several decades. Of course, sprinkling the white boys, man, for flavor over there on the south side. You know, not necessarily the best of allies at times, but they did rock when they needed to. And then, of course, the Africanos, there was always that loose alliance with the Norteños, man, so they had to rock. The others were in the middle, willing to participate in whatever they had to participate, but they just wanted their little piece of the yarda, so it was on. But as a whole, they were all general population. They were all in good standings. They were righteous and able to walk them yardas together. There were no fucking weirdos. Of course, not everybody has their chest out and everybody's down to do it. A lot of vatos will lay it down like that. But at the same time, they've done what they had to do to become convicts on a general population yard in the state of California. Hey, kudos to them, respects, right? Now, at the same time, everyone that's over there on the SNY, you already know, man, some people are there for bad calls. Some people are righteously placed there. There are some fucking weirdos, chiruhus and all that. Oh my, right? It is what it is, man. I can't sit here and tell you everything that goes into that, but it is, right? It is what it is. Now, what happened in the last 10 years is something unprecedented. Something we never thought we'd see. Something we've been talking about. Something I've talked about. Something Flaco, Rojo, everyone has talked about. You've heard it. Over and over again, it's been reiterated. The end to hostilities, right? This was the correct move. Not only because it got the people that were slammed in the back in the shoes for several fucking decades up on the forefront back onto these yardas. That's always a lovely thing, man. No one needs to suffer deprivation and torture, right? That's a fact. But even more than that, man, it brought together groups that would never coincide, groups that would never coexist, groups that would never fuck with each other, right? And right now, ¿sabes qué? They need each other like a motherfucker, man. I know there's a lot of people right now that are from the south side and the north side and whatever the case may be, and they're saying, so fuck you, fuck the world. It's that we can handle our own business. And yes, you guys can, definitely. But the numbers game means something in prison. ¿Sabes qué? Just like Big U, I knocked 32 out, Charlie. The numbers meant something that day. I'm sorry, man. Numbers mean something. Now, you could have 32 babosos, but if you have 32 babosos with motherfucking knives, that doesn't change the game, boo-boo. Right? Things have changed. And I'm telling you right now, the SNY faction, or whatever you want to call it, these yards, for the most part, they're way deeper than the actives nowadays on both sides. So they have to click together for power, right? Like La Onda, they have come together, not necessarily to form one union, to be in branching union and to be one super group, you know what I mean? Which I've always thought would be the best thing. But they have to come together to defend their namesakes, to defend the respect and the honor of being on general population. Now, eventually, it doesn't matter what they do, and it doesn't matter what the SNY guys do. The administration's going to throw them all together, period, plain and simple, and we'll figure it out at the end, and we'll be here going over Wetterbacher, watching and eating popcorn and seeing how it all plays out. Now, but it's very intimate when it comes to me. It's very, I'm on it. And the reason I'm on it is I got primos, like I said, in my own canalito, who's incarcerated, man, after doing 20 plus years, man. He's now going to have to go to war, man. Things are going to change. Now, I'm hoping that he's able to bypass some shit. He's able to wiggle, right? But at the end of the day, man, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. All I can do is pray and say, fuck it, homie, pick up the biggest fierro you can get. Sasuke, I know I would, right? Straight up, allegedly. Anyways, in a menudo style and direct fashion, my antennas are definitely up and I'm paying attention. And so it is cracked off. And let me tell you, prior to it happening and being implemented yesterday, it got implemented yesterday. Yes, yes, indeed. I'm here to tell you right now, man, they did integrate some SNYs on a 3-yard with active norteños and sureños, and it did pop off. To what degree it pop off, I can't tell you, but it did pop off. But even prior to that, I got fucking a paloma from a homeboy, right? A missive, a huilas. Simon, I still get huilas. And in that fashion, mini righty con todo. And the homeboy told me, he said, hey, did you hear about what happened to the homeboy Sharky from Merced? Not the Sharky that passed away that was in great standings, but there's a different Sharky from my neighborhood. Those who know, right? The little homeboy Wink. Anyway, I call him Wink. You know what I mean? Not the one that stinks, the one that winks. So the homeboy, you know, was in bad standings. And let me give you a little history about him. He was fraternizing with a very well-known homeboy in the town's old lady. I don't know if it went that route. So I don't know if it went the Arby's route, but at the same time, man, I don't like to disrespect anyone. These are all good friends of mine, very close friends of mine from my barrio. But I will say, man, they were also very close friends, and a woman came in between them somewhere along the line, and one vato pushed a narrative on the other one, and one vato got removed in the county jail. So that's good. I remember the homeboy, he limps and shit because he got stabbed by Southsiders back in the days. That vato was hobbling, trying to get out of there and shit. You know, word on the curb was that motherfucker was moving. He was moving and grooving. And they were getting him. They were on him. They were on him like fucking pit bulls on board meat. You know what I mean? Shout out to Oakland Latinos United. You know what it is. Anyways, they were on him like that. Quietly as it's kept, so he's in bad standings, okay? He's no longer looked upon as a righteous homeboy. He's looked at as a degenerate, as no good, man. Because he made some of the bad, you know, he made some bad moves, man. He knew better, and he should have did better, but he didn't. You know, he was talking a little bit provocatively with the homeboy's old lady, and you don't do that. You don't fuck with the homeboy's old. Anyways, quietly as it's kept, so the vato's in bad standing. So, of course, when he's incarcerated, they place him on an SNY. Now, there are vatos that can say, fuck that. I'm not signing that chrono when they go to fucking board, when they go to, you know, their little, whatever you call it, committee. And they say, you know what, Charlie Holmes, I'm not trying to go the SNY route. I don't believe in programming with chirujos. And, of course, they will place you on a 50-50 yard, which is basically the makeup is you're not functioning under the umbrella of the Nuestra Familia or the Sur or however it is. But everyone else is doing their thing. And most people think it's saving face by doing that. I myself was on one of those. I think, yeah, you know, it ain't too bad. The SNY is a whole different story. You know, and I'm not saying it's bad. Look, I don't give a fuck. Either way, man, prison is prison. I've said it over and over again. But it's an ugly situation, man. There's so much politics that go into it. And people look at you and say, you have a little pride, you know? Anyways, watch out. So the fucking vato Sharky, my homeboy gets at me. One of my little homeboys from my neighborhood. Yes, he's fully functioning. He's active, right? So he gets at me and he's like, hey, trip out, bro. Did you hear what happened to Sharks? And I said, no, what happened? Where's that vato at nowadays? He said, yeah, that fool went to fucking Pelican Bay. B-yard. He pulled up, right? I said, oh, was that right? How does that go? How does that work out if he's an SNYer, right? Because he went the SNY route, man. He had to. They placed him there. It was what it was, man. It's not his first term or second or his third. He's been in and out of prison his whole life. So he finds himself on an SNY yard, whatever the case may be. But anyways, the moral of the story is they fucking sent 15 of these SNY cats. This was the first time that they were going to try to integrate them. It happened a few months ago. See, it was very swept under the rug, very clandestine, very quiet. It was a smooth operation. But what happened was the homeboy got there with several other individuals, and the Southsiders, the Norteños, and the Paisas booked them. They were on him. They were on them like motherfucking bees on honeycomb. They were on them like motherfucking Garfield on lasagna. They were on them like Heathcliff on those alley cats. They were on them, right? And they massacred the homeboy, right? Not necessarily did he lose his life, but he looks like a ribbon. You know what I mean? He went in that motherfucker like, he came out ribbonated. Word of the day, ribbonated. Anyways, he came out like a ribbon, sliced up. This was the first movida that the administration pulled trying to put SNY. Of course, it didn't work out too smoothly. So what they did next was they started to take pockets of active norteños, sureños, oh my, right? White boys, even Africanos, and place them on SNY yards. And what happened? In some cases, there were melees. In some cases, the vatos like, fuck this, right? And they got off the yard that quick. But they started to establish. So yes, man, quietly as it's kept, they have been establishing. There are actives on some of these SNY yards that keep to themselves that are fully functioning. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, Gun, you got the gang. I think you got your fools mixed up. Well, check this out, Brenton Woodhams. No, I don't. I'm telling you right now, they're functioning. They're doing the same thing that a lot of these vatos that got removed that don't really necessarily fuck with Chirujos and Chomas and all that shit were doing the same thing, sticking away, doing their own programa and staying away. That's what these vatos are doing. They're establishing because they know eventually it's all going to be one. Well, guess what? Ding, 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 ding. Hood News, right? Hood News 101 right here on Gunner's Profiles. They started to integrate yesterday. There was a busload that pulled up, and yes, everybody on the bus did get off. Now, it wasn't necessarily the Fresno Bulldogs, respects. They were not placed on buses to go anywhere quite yet. They will be going, oh yes, they will. And word on the curb is that they're getting ready to fucking just mass exodus everyone and shoot everyone to certain yardas. And I'm sure it's going to happen, man. If the word is on the curb, if it is out there in the hood, if people are hearing about it over there in fucking the Lucky's fucking linea. So that's, you guys don't know about Lucky's. That's an old school supermarket. They're not even around anymore. But I call everything Lucky's. New Deal and Lucky's. Anyways, it's going down. It's going down, man. And it started yesterday, you know. To what degree it started, I think they're going to just start placing them together and like, fuck it, Holmes, la primera. You know what I mean? Fuck it, Beto, Sigalo, Chucky, get up. Everyone's going to get their issue. Now, will it be massacred? There's going to be several bodies. There will be several bodies because a lot of people are not going to conform to going to these certain yards. Okay, but what they're going to do, man, and what I heard they're doing is they're taking these gang members, these people that have dropped out and then dropped back in and then dropped back out again and then dropped back in. Tiger, you know what I'm talking about. People that have decided that if for no other reason, after being part of an organization and either being kicked out of that organization, put out bad, Sauske, defected, whatever the case may be, that have decided to go join these SNY gangs or these other groups, you know, like the Northern Riders, the 2-5ers, the Green Lighters, or whatever the fucking case you want, the fucking GBG, whatever they wanted to join, they joined up because they felt they weren't done yet. So they have something to prove. Well, guess what, Holmes? These are the first ones that they're going to integrate with these actives. And I'm going to tell you right now, quietly as it's kept, man, they're going to be on your heads, right? It's going to go back and forth, bro. It's going to be guerra. It's going to be war, man. I can't lie. But I think the activists are fully prepared. And just like I said with this end to hostilities, there's a mutual agreement here. There's a mutual, how do you say camaraderie? Camaraderie, right? That's how you say it. So sometimes I forget how to talk, right? A camaraderie that says, hey, Sasuke, you're from up north. You're from down south. Simon, cabrón. I already know what it is. You know what I mean? You got those like braids and fucking gold teeth. And we already know you got those like Ben Davises and Kid Frog. But trip out. At the end of the day, Holmes, we're all brown. We're all raza. We're all functioning. It's time to go. When it's time to go, it's time to go. So they're going to put differences to the side, just like they've been doing for these hostilities, to get it up with non-actives. Again, I've told you in the past few days, it's the haves and the have-nots, right? The vatos who have their integrity, the vatos who have their dignity against the vatos who don't. That's who's going to win this war, right? At the end, who wins? Nobody, right? You're going to win a battle, homie, but you're not going to win the war. The administration is going to win the war. They're going to place you where they place you. They're going to do it smoothly and correctly. They're going to just say, fuck it, Holmes. You know what I mean? Get it. And it's going to be like, hey, what about me, Pac-Man? Oh, don't worry, Danny, man. We're going to throw you out there too, man. Right? Everyone's going to get their pinta bound on. Everyone's going to be on them yardas. Everyone's going to get a little taste. You know, everyone's going to feel how it feels to be against an opposition that you don't want to be against. Because let me tell you something, man. There's killers on every yard. And vatos are going to handle their business. That's a fact, man. My boy told me yesterday, he was like, damn, bro, what about your brother? Hey, I said, I'm not concerned with my brother handling his business. He's been doing that for the last 20. I'm concerned with him catching another case and doing all day. That's what I'm concerned with. Do I think he can get booked? He's not fucking Superman. So anyone can get it, right? Anyone can feel the wrath of a bone crusher. But at the end of the day, man, I'm confident, and I think I fucking laced my brother enough, and I think he's a grown man to know what time it is and when to get off and when to, you know, when you're mad. Get off where you're mad at, little brother, right? I already know what it, allegedly. I already know what time it is. So I'm not concerned in that aspect. I'm more concerned with him fucking having to choke a motherfucker out of kitchen vida, right? Now, you know what that means? Two things. I don't get to see my little brother again. And the second thing, and it's almost as equal as that, just I gotta send him packages for the rest of my life. I can't afford it. But anyways, I need to do 3 YouTube channels then. Straight up, without being too funny, it's a very, very, very serious situation, and it has started. Okay, we're going to be hearing about it in the coming weeks, the coming months. And it's very unfortunate, man, because prison is in flux right now. I do not know what these babosos are thinking, putting these guys together. They are separated for reasons. Okay, a lot of these, it's basically a setup. It's an old Folsom setup. You're setting up the actives. Now, hey, I ain't on the active side. I ain't on the degenerate side. I ain't on the SNY side. I ain't on no side, man. I'm on my side. I'm on the brown people side, right? I'm for the people, by the people. All people. I don't give a fuck if you're active, non-active, unless you're a weirdo. I ain't never going to be on motherfucking your side. SPM, Bella. You know what I mean? The other ones that took Bella, right? I'm never, ever, ever going to be on your side. But I am on the side of the righteous. I am on the side of the people, man, that are doing what they have to do out here in society. The productive members of society. The gente, the raza that need us. Stand up. That's whose side I'm on. But it's an ugly situation, man, because I see a lot of people getting caught up behind this. I see bodies dropping. Hey, Sasuke, I know I would be concerned if I had loved ones that are incarcerated right now, because it's going to touch everyone. They're going to put people together. I got homies that are on the 4-yard right now that are like, Charlie, bro, they're just going to put these certain individuals. I know, bro. I know you want to tell yourself that, but Charlie, that's not the way it's going to go. How it's going to go is this, bro. They're going to put people who still think they're active gang members together first. They're going to let all that fizzle out, fizzle pop. After that fizzle pops out, then they're going to start integrating other people. Now, all these weirdos, chirus, of course, they always get saved, right? They're not going to integrate these people. There might be a few that slide by, you know what I mean? And they get their foot off with their head, right? Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the actives and all the king's men couldn't put that fucking chiruhu together again, right? And that's what's going to happen with that. But as far as they'll be safe. They'll keep them segregated because them vatos also actually have a fucking legitimate righteous soft shoe chrono, right? And vatos that told like extensively and targets and things of that nature, they'll put them in PHUs, protective housing units. They'll be all right. You know, they'll still have SNY yards, like super SNY yards, like them vatos over there. Like you might as well just go over there and take a masa on the whole yada, right? Straight Mule Creek shit, straight CMCE shit. They'll have that. They'll always have that. That's part of prison. You know, it's called protective custody. It's going to go back not from SNY, but to protective custody, which is a legitimate PC. That keep them vatos where they're at, or they will get poked on or stroked on. That's just how it is. But everyone else who still want to be active and they function, they still want to be gangbangers, or they're in, find themselves on a fucking bad yard for one reason or another, come on back. Come on back. If you want to be active, and we're going to see how active you really are, come on back too. Everybody's going to be in the middle, Sasuke. We're going to see who the dick is. That's just what it is, but it's happened. I just wanted to bring that, some breaking news to the gente. I know it's out there. I know Flaco has touched on it. But right here on Gunner's Profiles, man, we have it here, and I'm saying it started yesterday, last night, man. They did take a busload. I am going to find out the details, exactly how it all played out, who went where, why they went, how they went, and fucking how it ended up. So I'll be bringing that to you in the next coming days, man. Stay attuned, stay aware. You already know what it is. With that being said, I hope that you move fast with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, go out there and get it for your familia. We will be getting back to the regular profile schedule here this week. But Sasuke, I just had to say it. Hood News 101. You know what it is, man. Please hit that like and subscribe if you fuck with your boy, the Gun. If not, you can hit that thumbs down, heavy as the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, which is forever forward for the gente, the brown people. Come together as a gente, man, and we can prosper, man. Now, I didn't necessarily say we had to fuck with weirdos, but I'm saying we can prosper. You know what I mean? If you're brown and you're not down, well, then Sasuke, now you are. Bang, bang. Anyways, Please refer to Gunners Collective, as I have dropped a banger every day this week, man. Go fuck with it one time if you don't even know about that channel. So I don't know what planet you're on, but we're right here, man, on planet Earth, planet Cali, planet Raider, planet, you know what it is. Bang, bang, the gun, menudo.